Hi everybody, welcome to this week's video. I'm excited to do something a little new today. We've got a cookbook review coming at you this week, and I'm excited because this is Dreena Burton's book, Plant Powered Families. This, as you can see, is a well-used book of mine, and I'm excited to share it with you today as far as kind of the pros, the cons, and what you can kind of expect in this book. This is one that played a big role about 3 years ago for me when I got started going whole food plant-based. So we're gonna dive right into that today. If you're seeing these videos for the first time, whether you're catching me on YouTube or Instagram, I do these videos every week live inside of my private Facebook group, Healthy Living with Danielle Dinkelman, and I would love to have you join us there. I'm all about kind of supporting people figuring out the nutrition, the self-care, and the habit change that it takes to really know how to create a healthy lifestyle and support you along that journey. So join us there. I'd love to see you. We're going to get right into this in a minute, but I just want to kind of share a disclaimer with you of kind of what you can expect from me as far as cookbooks and recipes that I kind of put my stamp of approval on, right? So first of all, as if you've watched me for a while, you know that it has to be whole food, plant-based, right? It needs to have very minimally processed ingredients, so very, very little to no oil or refined sugars. And then it's all plant-based stuff, so no animal products, no dairy, that sort of thing. So that's pretty straightforward, but I kind of put another layer on it that you can really expect practical recommendations and practical recipes because I'm a busy mom. I run 2 businesses, I've got 4 kids and a dog. It's like I'm not spending all day in the kitchen. So I just want to let you know that that's where I'm coming from. So a lot of the recommendations that I'm going to give, the pros and cons that I'm going to share on this cookbook and maybe future cookbooks is really from that perspective. I'm looking for something that works for my life and that is going to taste good and it's going to be pretty simple to get on the table. So I'm looking for few ingredients, minimal ingredients. I'm looking for ingredients that I already keep in my house or that I can have enough recipes that they are used in that it makes sense to include new staples. So I'll probably touch on that a little bit today, but just so you know, you can expect pretty simple, user-friendly recommendations from me. And this book has a good balance there. I wouldn't say it's a slam dunk in the quick and easy world, but it's got so many other things good going for it that I think you'll see why I do actually recommend getting this book. Also, disclaimer, I am not associated with Dreena Burton at all. I get no money if you go on Amazon and order this book today. I'm just sharing my experience with it. So I hope this is helpful for you. And if you go and find this video on YouTube, you can definitely share this with other people that are looking into this lifestyle as well. Okay. So I'm going to share with you a pro, a con, a pro, a con, and I'm going to share with you my 5 favorite recipes in this book. All right, so that's the plan for today. Now, we're going to start out with my number 1 pro for this book is that it is very kid-friendly. Dreena Burton is a mother. She has 3 little girls. They're adorable. At the time of writing this book, that was the age that they were. I'm sure it's been a few years now. But it's really encouraging just to see how many recipes in this book are very kid-friendly and really written, again, from that family perspective of let's create some things that our kids are going to enjoy. There's lots of snack foods, there's granola bars, there's snack and breakfast muffins and breads. She's really writing this book from a perspective of what can we have in the home that our kids would enjoy. So, of course, I really appreciate that, and you might too. Let's see. Okay, let's go to the con. The first con that I would bring up about this book is that there are a lot of ingredients in most of these recipes. So you can just see, just real quick, I mean, it takes the whole length of the page. And it's a little more involved than I usually like to be. So I'm going to be honest with you. There is a small percentage of these recipes that have made it into my regular repeat recipes, okay? A few of them have been, and they are crucial to my lifestyle now, which is why I really love this book. But reliably, you know, most of these recipes can feel a little overwhelming at first because they are more involved. So be aware of that. I think there was another thought I wanted to share with that. Yeah, that's the main thing. It's just not, like I said, this is not a quick and easy cookbook. So if you're looking for 30 minutes or less dinner on the table, this is not what this book is. So the other pro I'm going to share with you today is that while the recipes are slightly more involved, the benefit that you get from that is that they are reliably delicious. Like you can even just see in this picture on the front, like there's things here that are snacky, there's baked goods. It's kind of this realization that, oh wow, okay, we can have stuff like that. That's part of this plan of going whole food plant-based. Yes, it is. We can have really delicious food. So it's encouraging to see what's possible in the plant-based space. So I really love this book for that reason. Let's see. The next con that I'm going to share with you is that you're going to open this book and you're going to see some kind of strange, maybe new ingredients that if you're coming straight over from the standard American diet, you're probably not going to have in your pantry or in your refrigerator. So that would include nutritional yeast, tahini. She uses a lot of like cashew butter, macadamia butter, almond butter, that sort of thing. So I find myself substituting that sometimes. Mostly I'll just go with almond butter because I'm lazy like that and I'm cheap. So macadamia butter is not in the budget for me. What else? She uses brown rice syrup in some of like you can see these granola bars here that look really fantastic. But I've never made them because I've never bought brown rice syrup. That's basically corn syrup, just slightly better. So, you know, there's certain things that her and I maybe don't agree on as much as far as what ingredients to use. But, you know, to each their own. So if you're up for trying those things and it's worth it to you to have something like this, even if it means that you're using a half cup of brown rice syrup, then go for it. In fact, I might kind of lean that way more anyway, because this year I'm trying to incorporate more treats and snacks for my family so that they don't feel frustrated with me from time to time for being kind of strict. So, okay. I think that's it. Oh, did I mention miso? She uses a lot of miso, which if you have watched my summaries of the Plant-Based Utah Symposium that we had, Dr. Zach Bush really talked about the benefits of using miso. So if you're looking for recipes that use it, she's actually got you covered. Most of her dressing recipes use miso, and a couple like soups and things, she'll usually use that to really boost the flavor. Miso is a very long-aged fermented food, and it's extremely good for your gut. So maybe if you want to incorporate more of that this year, this would be a great book to get. Okay, so that's enough. So that's kind of my 2 pros and my 2 cons of this book. Let's go to my favorite recipes. So some of these are ones that I make regularly, some of them not so much. Like I said, they are slightly more involved, but it's nice to have for special occasions. Okay, so I shared this a couple weeks ago inside my free private Facebook group. So come and find that in there. This is her Hummus 101. This is like, our family would wither and die if I didn't make this on a regular basis. For my sake, and especially my 4-year-old, we both really, really love this hummus, and it is a staple in our house. I have actually kind of adapted it, and I double this, and I put it in my giant 8-cup food processor, and I make a giant batch of this, and I freeze it. It freezes really well. So hummus, definitely a go-to in my house now. Here's one of my favorite baked goods that she has. This is again, reliably delicious, whole food, plant-based banana bread. So just so you're aware, she does use whole wheat pastry flour, which I just use whole wheat flour, not a big deal. A little bit of oat flour, then your usual baking powder, baking soda, some spices, and there is a 1/3 cup of maple syrup, that sort of thing. Well, maybe I'll do a video in the future about sweeteners, and I can tell you what your options are with kind of subbing out sweeteners if you're really keen on that. Okay, so I love that banana bread. That is one that I make pretty regularly as a treat. This is kind of a fun appetizer, kind of special occasion food. I loved this, okay? Especially if you've got a really yummy vegan barbecue sauce you can dip these in. These are called sweet balls. And they are mostly like walnuts, almonds, rolled oats, and sweet potato. And beautiful flavor profile here, and just a fun little appetizer that you could have at a party or something like that. So I love that. She has a delicious, what does she call it? So she calls this a chickpea salad. So to make like, I know before I went plant-based, I would always make like chicken salad sandwiches, and I'd make egg salad sandwiches. That was like a special thing for like luncheons and things. So this is a great replacement for that. The flavor is fantastic. Highly recommend that one. Okay, last one, favorite, is this right here. Okay, so I grew up having a very delicious chocolate cake made for me and my siblings every time we had a birthday in our house. When I went plant-based, I couldn't make that recipe for my family anymore. It didn't quite fit the bill, so this has become our replacement go-to chocolate cake in our house, which I love that I can kind of continue that tradition of chocolate cake birthdays, but totally healthier. She actually uses sweet potato in the cake itself and as really the base for this very delicious frosting. It's more mild on the sweetness because she calls for coconut sugar and a little bit of maple syrup. I will usually go grab date sugar and date syrup. So it's very mild on the sweetness, but I've come to really love it. So there you go. There's my 5 favorite recipes from her book. Again, this is Plant-Powered Families, over 100 kid-tested whole foods vegan recipes by Dreena, Burton. Highly recommend it. Again, I do not get any kickback if you go and purchase this today or any day, but I just wanted to share how that has had a really awesome impact in my life and my family, and we've definitely adopted some of these recipes, and I'm just grateful for people like Dreena that have put amazing things together like this so we can see the possibilities with whole food plant-based eating. So hope that's helpful for you. If you like this idea, let me know. Are there other cookbooks that you'd like me to review for you? I would love to hear. I've actually got 2 new cookbooks coming in the mail for me soon, so I will definitely be doing more of these videos of cookbook reviews if that is helpful for you. So come and find me in my private Facebook group and let me know where you're at with your lifestyle transition or your struggles. I'd love to support you and give you any resources and education that might be helpful to get you going in 2020. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.